Hi everyone, it's Ray here from City Fan TV, and we've got in the house tonight, we've got Jennie, who you'll all recognise. How are you doing, Jennie?
I'm good, thank you, Ray.
Very good. And we've got a guest in tonight. We've got Keith, who is a Reading Women's Football Club fan. How are you doing, Keith?
Yeah, fine, thanks.
Fantastic. Thanks for joining us for this tonight, Keith. Obviously, when we've got a Reading fan in the house, we're going to talk about the upcoming game between Reading and Manchester City. Down at, I do believe it's the Majeski Stadium now.
Yeah.
Keith. Moved to the
big move for us. Yeah, it's a big move there. They used to have rugby at the Madstad, which we call it Madstad, is short for Majeski. The rugby is gone now, so the women are now playing all their games at the Majeski. So great.
Got to say, it's a shame you can't go. Can you actually go and watch them, or I don't know what the?
No. I watch them on the FA Player, so you know I haven't missed the game yet this season. So yeah.
I wasn't sure what the restrictions were, whether there were any restrictions for the home games or not. I know obviously at Manchester we can't watch our team play. We're going to get right into this. I'm going to start by asking a little bit about clubs. Obviously, most City fans will be watching this. A little bit about our history from Jennie's many chats. Well, I'll start with Keith. Reading have been in the FAWSL, the Women's Super League, since 2016.
Yeah.
And I think you've had some good finishes. So, what do you think Reading have achieved in the 4 years that you've been in the WSL?
Yeah, well, we've achieved quite a lot from where we was, to coming into the WSL. We've done well. We tried to keep up with the top clubs, the top three clubs especially. We're fourth and fifth finishes. Quite happy. We can do better probably. But it's having the right players. We can get those top players in. Then I think we can do a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to commend you guys because a fourth and a fifth place finish when you've got the likes of Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Man United are back there now.
Yeah.
Liverpool aren't even in the WSL. For Reading, with all due respect, a smaller club with probably a smaller budget.
Yeah,
it seems like you're punching above your weight.
No, I wouldn't say we're punching above our weight. We're doing what we need to do, But the budget isn't like you got with the Chelseas and the Man Cities and the Arsenals. We haven't got that sort of budget. But the owners are willing to back us, and I think that with more backing, and like I say, if we can get those bigger players in, then the club can go a long way, and I think we can finish in the top three.
It would be very interesting to see if you can do that. I'll move on to Jennie. And Jennie, City have been in the FAWSL since 2014. And I watched a video today it was about the Conti Cup win in 2014, which was our first piece of silverware. And I think they said at the time, first of many. So can you give us a very brief history of what City have achieved in the 6 years we've been in the WSL?
Well, they've won the WSL, won the Conti Cup, the FA Cup. The one that just eludes them at the minute is the Champions League, and I know that's a big one for them. That's the one that they want. Okay,
I'm going to move on to a player that both teams know very well, and I'm sure most women's football fans know very well, and that's Fran Kirby. And if you don't have a lot of knowledge about women's football, you won't know that Fran Kirby used to play for Reading back 8 or 9 years ago, and she was with the club even longer than that. So can you tell us a little bit about Fran Kirby, Keith?
Yeah, she started off very young with the club. I can't remember what age she was, but she was very young. I think around about 7, I think.
Yeah.
She played for Reading until she signed for Chelsea, which for me was very disappointing. I'd look for her to stay at the club, but that's the way it goes. She had a lot of pressure after the World Cup, where she scored. She had a lot of pressure from players, and come and sign for Chelsea and all that. So yeah, but no, fair play to her. She's doing very well, and she'll always be a favourite of mine, no matter where she goes.
Yeah, I mean, she's got I'm just looking through the records. She's got a lot of goals. At Reading, she played 42 times, scored 68 goals. There was that season back in 2012 where she scored more than 30 goals in a season, which, I've got to explain to people in women's football, that's a heck of a lot of goals, isn't it, Keith?
Oh, yeah. You're only going by what record you've got now. But I know before we came into the leagues that, when we was in the lower, in the South Division, she was scoring loads of goals, absolute loads of goals. And, and she, at that time, I always turned around and said she should be an England player, even when before we got promoted, into WSL, what was then 2, now the Championship. She scored absolutely loads of goals. Yeah,
she got 32 goals in 21 appearances in the FA Women's Premier League Southern Division.
That's right.
Back in that season of 2012-13.
Yeah.
And then when you got promoted, if I'm right, she's got 24 goals in 16 appearances.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an incredible record.
It's an incredible record.
I'm going to roll on to our last game. Sorry. Yeah, it is. I'm going to move on to the last 2 games for each club. And that's where the link is with Fran Kirby, because City played against Chelsea in the last game. So, Jenny, can you tell us a little bit about that game, but more so we'll stick with Fran Kirby again, because Fran Kirby, she had a fantastic game, didn't she, Jenny?
Yeah, she did. I mean, she was one of the danger players when we seen her on the team sheet before kickoff, because she seems to have come back. She's got this vigour about her again, and she's looking to how she was before her illness. But she was running for every ball. She was in possession a lot. She was making runs. Our defenders and midfielders just couldn't curtail her. Yeah. And it was, it was a good result for Chelsea, but a bad result for us.
Yeah, I mean, I've said this season that Demi Stokes has really impressed me from City. She's hardly put her foot wrong, but Fran Kirby, up against, she's got the pace of Demi, and she put one wonderful cross in for Sam Kerr to score, and then she scored her own goal as well. So I've got to say, Jenny, it's a good job we don't play a team with Fran Kirby in every week.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll talk about Reading's last game. Now, Reading played against Birmingham, I think, at home, and you lost 1-0.
Yeah.
So how was that game for you, Keith?
Disappointing. I thought we could have got something out of the game. But it's the final 30 again. It's just not getting that ball in the net. But like I say, very disappointing. But, we move on to the next. Hopefully we'll get a result against Man City.
Some of us might not hope for the same thing as that. Let's look at your starts of the season, Keith. And you've won 2 games. You've lost 2 games, which is okay. So how do you look at that start? Has it been a good start for you, or would you have expected a bit more?
As a fan, it's been frustrating. Especially the first game against Arsenal. That was shocking. Yeah. I thought we could have done a lot better on that. But that's it's gone. It's finished. That's history now. Then to win 2 games on the trot, done very well. And then, the last game again, it's history. It's finished. Disappointing, but But I think we'll do okay. I think we'll still be up there at the end of the season.
Well, I'll ask you that then. What's your expectations for the season? How high do you think you can finish?
I'm still looking at 4-4, 5th. Because of the teams that are below us. That's what I'm expecting. 4-4, 5th again. I'll be happy with that.
No, yeah, I think, as I said, the teams that I've mentioned already and others have spent a heck of a lot of money. Spurs have got, was it Alex Morgan?
Yeah.
Other teams have spent a fair bit of money. So for you guys, if you can stick around 4th or 5th, I think that's really good going. What about you, Jenny? Then, City, we've won 2 games in the league. We've lost 1. We've drawn 1. Yes, we've done well in the cups. We're in the final of the FA Cup to play against Everton. and we've done well in the Conti Cup, winning our game against Everton there. But in the league, how do you see it? Have you been satisfied with the start? Do you expect more? And what are your overall expectations for the season?
No, I'm not really happy with where we are, because we're 5 points behind top of the league. And this league is only a short league, so it can get harder to claw points back the longer into the season it goes. So they need to claw those points back pretty quickly. And at the minute, I can't see Arsenal dropping any points, and possibly Chelsea. Obviously, we always want to win the WSL. It didn't happen last season because of the COVID, but we just get our heads down and hopefully we can do it again. So yeah, I've got to say we're looking for first. Whether it'll happen, I don't know. I just think it's been a couple of games where they've been really, really poor in the decision making, and we've also not had help with the poor refereeing decisions.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, it's only a 22 league game season because there's only 12 clubs in the WSL, so you can't afford to get a few points behind at any stage in the season. I'll just quickly mention the FA Cup as well, Jenny. It's a funny old season because obviously last season, as you mentioned, it was curtailed because of COVID, but they didn't stop the FA Cup, so we're still playing last year's FA Cup. We're in the final, and then it could be a unique season because obviously Everton and City are playing in the FA Cup now on the 1st of November, and then a few months later, these teams could be in the final again. It's going to be one of those unique things where you could win 2 FA Cups in one season, which is a bit bizarre. But I mean, how do you rate our chances then, Jenny?
Yeah, well, I mean, we always put on our best performances in the FA Cup because the team just love going to Wembley and the fans love going to Wembley as well. If we do win 2 FA Cups in the one season, it could be a quiz question in later years.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to move on. We're going to move on to the game itself, and I'll ask Keith, how do you see the game going? How do you see it playing out? And can I get a score prediction as well, please, Keith?
It's going to be tough for us. It's going to be very tough because no more Man City. But we always have a good game against Man City. We've had some good results. But I'm looking at a draw, and I'll go 1-1. Okay.
What about you, Jenny?
I think it's going to be a tough game because Reading are quite a well-organised side, and we do sometimes struggle against clubs like Reading and Brighton. Obviously, we got the draw against them, so I don't think there's going to be much in it. I will go 2-1 City.
Yeah, I'm tempted to agree with Jenny. Man City haven't really thumped anybody this season. It's never really looked like that. And victories have been hard fought and tight. And I think, like both of you said, it'll probably be a tight game, especially down at the Majeski. And I'm going to go for 2-1 as well in the game. And as I always say, I just hope everybody comes back safe. And it's a good game and there's no dodgy refereeing decisions, and it's just the best team on the day will win. But guys, like I say, massive thank you for both of you for coming on. And it's Friday evening as we record this, so thanks for giving up a little bit of your Friday evening. And I'm going to say massive thanks, Keith, for joining us tonight. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay.
And Jenny, you as well. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Not a problem.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.